Today, we're a fly on the wall in the life of...
A fly on the wall in the life of course, Jefferson Muserera, who finally made it to the studio. I just don't why are you late? Are you one of those pastors that just carries on as this they like to claim that as the spirit leads?
As a claim.
I think it's a claim because honestly things must just anyway. Yeah, are you?
Well, no, I'm very good at time management, but
you're a fine one to speak.
Apparently for some reason today, there was a fly on the wall happening at church. Everybody needed my time, and I just had to try and squeeze it.
All right.
Yeah.
We welcome you.
Thank you. And I'm sorry.
Apology apology still being considered.
Okay.
I want to go back to the beginning, but I can't because I don't have too much time. It's 16 minutes away from 3 o'clock.
Sorry about today.
Are you a pastor's kid yourself?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
how was that growing up?
Very difficult. Kana uchitodya nyama utomika kuti unotanga wadya nyama uzopesiya sadza nesupu. Because wenza unogona kungopinda.
So was it?
It was pretty tough. Yeah, it wasn't easy. But I would like to say my father led a good example. Mm-hmm. He was one of those very hardworking men. Apart from ministry, he was doing something else on the side. I think I learned a lot from him in terms of that. So life got better than it was before. Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So was it a natural choice that you too would become a pastor? Did you fight it at some point, or?
I never chose to be a pastor.
Oh.
God chose me. That's what I can say. I never said I want to grow up to be like my father, to be a pastor. I really emulated him. I loved what he did. Mm-hmm. But for me to do that, I was like, nah. I think when I then found the modeling and I found the television, that was good for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was your line of work. You wanted the
arts industry.
You wanted the arts. You wanted to be in the limelight.
Yes.
Well, I guess pastors in a way are in the arts and limelight and entertainment.
Something like that, yeah.
So you've done so many things,
mm-hmm.
And you seem to win at everything.
Really?
Yeah, and that
okay.
Work-wise, professionally,
right?
But one very wise pastor taught me this
mm-hmm.
thing, and he said we make the mistake in life of judging potential spouses.
Mm-hmm.
People we date,
mm-hmm.
we judge them by their professional accolades.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
A good doctor does not necessarily make a good husband.
That's very true.
Or a wife.
Very true.
Apparently.
Yeah.
It was a lesson well learned for me. Let's pan over to your personal life.
Okay.
You're this well-groomed, good-looking man. I called you a heartthrob and you found that funny. Why? Do you internalize it?
Something like that.
Yeah. Have you come to a point where you're at peace with it, where you allow people to compliment you and?
Yes. I never wanted it to get to my head.
Okay.
I think one of the biggest temptations for anyone who's popular was a popular face and so forth is when the compliments begin to come, most people lose themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But I taught myself from the onset, and I think it's the background. My parents really led that path, where I had to understand, no, it's not about those attributes that makes you who you are. Yeah, so I focused on the most important things and not how I look and things like that. Yeah, so I internalized it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well done. Nice.
Thank you.
But back to, being successful at so many things that you've put your hand to,
right.
And then your personal life, marriage not necessarily working out as you had intended.
Right.
What was that like? I'm talking about getting divorced.
Mm-hmm.
So talk us through your marital life, your experience getting divorced. How did that happen? Why did it happen? And how did it make you feel?
Hey, yeah. There's some things you just don't want to get back to, but yeah, it's necessary to talk about these things, especially if you've fought to overcome it. So for me, it wasn't something I was hoping would ever happen to me. I think my parents have been married for the rest of my life. Over almost 50 years together now, and so looking at them, you're seeing a good example, and you're feeling, you know what, I probably need to follow that same path. So it's something that I really was focused on saying, I don't want to mess up. I just want to get it right. So other things would then work, but the marriage side somehow. And I ended up discovering it's not necessarily, I don't even blame the people I was with. Okay. And I think I've learned to not even blame myself. There are times when people do separate, and it's actually for a good reason.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
At the time, you don't understand that. I now understand that because I've had to work on it. But I think at the phase I was, it's something that you realize, the destiny or the path you're going. Maybe you not necessarily were meant to go with that person.
Okay. At what age did you first get married?
25.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And how long were you married?
I was married, that was 2008, and I was married for 3-4 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then what happened thereafter?
Thereafter, I was based in South Africa at that time. So I relocated back to Zim. That was 2013. Yeah, started a new life, blah, blah, blah. 2015 met the lady that I then divorced with again. So I've divorced twice.
So you've been married twice, divorced twice. White wedding.
White weddings.
Wow.
Yeah, all that effort, yeah.
And now you are a pastor.
Now I'm a man of God. I'm a pastor, yes.
Are you married now?
No.
Okay.
Yes.
Are you... Wow. I'm stumped. What have you learned about yourself through 2 marriages and 2 divorces?
I've learned I can become a better person.
Okay.
Like I was saying, I do not want to look back at the women I was with and put any blame. It's a path of learning, and I've understood even with the call to ministry, at times there's scars you have to face and you have to overcome. So I've had to accept that's the reality that's there, which is why even till today I talk to those people.
Okay.
Like without any grudges or anything, no hard feelings.
You have children out of those marriages?
Yes, I do.
Both of them? Both marriages?
Yes, both marriages.
You had children out of it?
1 in the first and 3 in the second.
Interesting.
So I got two handsome boys, 2 beautiful girls.
Ah.
Yeah.
What kind of a father are you? Rate yourself against your own father and how he raised you and the kind of father that you are to your children.
It's very tough getting to my dad's level, eh? I think he was an exceptional father. He's still an exceptional father. I'm doing my best to get to that level, but I truly love my kids. I'm that kind of person who doesn't feel I'm doing enough. I just want to keep doing the best that I can for them. So, yeah, I think as a dad, I try my best to even show a good example to them. Yeah.
Now, we are not going to stray too far from the pulpit because, that's your space. Ordinarily, when you are a pastor and by general standards, pastors are expected to be family men, married, right? But you still get the attention. Now here you are good looking, you're a model, you've got all these accolades, you are an entertainer of note, you're an MC. A man with a mic, a man on a stage has this pull power. Magnetic, like. Yeah, I'm telling you, we'll be the ones observing.
Okay.
Already someone has come through on WhatsApp and said, hey, come gaze it. Anzi, panenyanyiso pana pastor. Hey, Anzi, please give him my number. I want to be my pastor.
Okay.
How are you handling the female attention and in your own personal code of conduct? What's the plan relationship wise? Would you like to meet someone and get married again? How are you?
I think I actually struggle.
This?
I think I actually struggle not being a family man.
Okay.
I'm not one of those guys who wants to stay single and change a woman after woman and things like that. I would prefer settling down and have a proper family setup. So I think in terms of that, yeah, I would definitely consider that, but I may not yet be ready for that sort of commitment. Yeah, but meeting someone definitely. Yeah.
So I understand you went to Cranbourne Boys.
Yes.
One of my very trusted sources here says
100% Eagle.
Hansi, old boy, we are working behind the scenes to get the association going.
Awesome.
What kind of a person were you in high school?
I was very smart. This is why I do mouse I was very smart in school. I was although I was quiet, but
Okay.
Yeah, so I was the class monitor type of person, getting things in order, but and I was nicknamed the pastor.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
I was a soccer player too, so it was just a mixture of too many things. Yeah.
And let's talk about these good looks and this fine grooming. And do you have a routine? Do you have a skincare routine? Are you sleeping in serums? What's going on? What gives you this fine skin?
To be honest, it's the grace of God. It's the discipline. I'm not an alcohol abuser or into any sort of drug.
But do you drink?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm 100% clean.
Okay.
Yeah. I love my water and my juice.
We can tell.
I do exercise a lot. But I can say one of the biggest things is it's just the grace of God. That's what I can say.
So on WhatsApp, someone says, so it's always going to be that stigma. Let's be honest.
I understand.
Yeah, even, just that bio that you've been married twice, you've been divorced twice, comes with a lot of, hey, what's going on?
I understand that.
How do you handle that? How have you, on your own, I know there's a way we handle things to the outside world, but deep inside, what do you say to yourself?
To be honest, David encouraged himself in the Lord. I've had to take that scripture and personalize it as well to say, there are times I have to really encourage myself because people have no idea the dark times I've had to fight. I went through depression. I think at some point I was even suicidal, but I went through therapy. My family was a backbone for me. My parents were really strong for me. The prayers. Yeah, so it's a matter of, realizing, this is what happened. Let's still look ahead and still be hopeful that things will change. Being a pastor, this is what I'm doing every other day, trying to bring the light to people, and I should try and do that even for myself. Yeah, so it's a hope that's in the Lord. I cannot say as a person I'm a guru at it, or I can be able to turn around things for myself, but God knows tomorrow.
Powerful. Thelma is in Hatfield. She says she always meets you in town.
Oh.
And often wondered what happened to you because she had grown up seeing you on TV. Glad to know that you are now a pastor.
That's nice.
If you had all the money in the world, where would you be right now?
Wow. If I had all the money in the world.
Yeah, if money wasn't an issue, if you didn't have to think, because I think a lot of the things that we do, we are bound by where our bread is buttered. You know what I mean?
So if you say where, are we talking about a place?
A place in the world, things to do. Like, what would occupy you? What would you really like to be doing?
Change lives.
Okay.
One of the reasons why I'm a transformational speaker is I love to change lives. And if I'm going to impact people in a positive manner, especially with the things I've had to overcome myself, even if it's marriage. I think one of the things I've actually been doing now is helping a lot of people who are in marriage. Because I think I've actually learnt a lot,
That's a funny one.
I know.
How does it work? Do you think that, would you say that you're better off, you help people better because you've been in and out of it than those who are just in it? And
do you know what the secret is? Never get advice from someone who's not failed in something that you need help in.
Really?
They must have failed in it for them to give you advice. Because if someone is writing a book or being a motivational speaker in something they've never experienced, then you're helping from what source? You're Googling something. But if I've experienced it, it's personal and I know exactly what happens in it. So from the experience, it makes more sense.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So where to from here?
Big things, trust me.
Okay.
I'm not going to go smaller than now. I'm looking forward to greater days, bigger days. There's something that's happening very soon in October. But what I can say is, I think you saw the Jefferson from the years ago. You're going to see a bigger one in the years to come.
All right. And social media, how do we connect?
On social media, you can get me on Facebook. That's Jefferson Muserera. Instagram, Jefferson Muserera Official. Yeah. You can reach me there.
Thank you so much, and we can't wait to see the bigger things.
Oh, yeah.
We're cheering you on. We're supporting the brand. We
Thank
love
you
it.
so much.
What else would we never know about you were it not for Fly on the Wall?
I could have been playing for Manchester United.
Really?
I'm a very good soccer player.
Is it too late?
It's too late. I'm 41.
Well, life begins at 40, and Jefferson, like you heard him say, is on to bigger things. Thank you so much for your great company.
Thank you.
You know,
it's been amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I love spending quality time with you, my top love language. Let's do this again next Sunday, and don't forget to start preparing for the 29th of September, Sunday settings in the garden.